Hmm, Let's see. Da. I think we're all good. Mm, Jesus, what the hell? All right. All right. Um, hello. Hello, and welcome back to another stream by me, your host, Nathan. So, last we left off, we made it to the playoffs. We ended our season on an unfortunate loss uh, that was just really unfortunate. I think the real problem was that we were speeding through the game when we really needed to focus up. But yeah, I think that was the main problem, honestly. But I mean, it wasn't that big of a loss. It was like a 0-1 game. So it's like I think it's fine. But anyway, yeah. So we are back. We made it to the playoffs, and we just gotta go ahead and jump right into it. So our opponents are the All Stars. So the game plan for this stream is obviously to win. I believe the playoffs are a best of series, so we just have to win against the All Stars twice to to advance, and then we advance obviously. And so I think the ultimate goal for tonight is 3 games, just three, however they end up. Um, so excuse me. So yeah, so if you like what you see, I guess, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and just generally chat with us as we try to trailblaze through our postseason. But not too fast because as you can see, that how it ended up for us last time. So yeah, I hope everyone's been doing good. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off our commentators and whatnot. There we go. I hope everyone's been doing good this past week. I've been better. Okay, yeah. It feels like I should maybe have the commentators on for like at least one game of the playoffs, which I think what we'll do. Hold on, let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's hear it for the Wombats. Yeah, boo on the All Stars. They suck. Anyway, so yeah, I've had not the best week. My allergies have been really flaring up for some reason. So yeah, I've had like tiny little headaches, which aren't a big deal, except when they're consistent, they're super annoying. So yeah, and then um, and then on top of that, signs of my age have begun showing because I started getting there's a consistent chronic pain in my clavicle area, around the base of my neck. So that's been fun to deal with. Like right now it's fine. Yeah, right now it's fine, but we'll have to see how it goes over the next few weeks or years or so. So yeah, that's super fun. But other than that, I've been pretty fine. All right, all right, team. We can't make errors like that, team. Let's not let's not fumble the ball. Yeah, fumble the ball right now, guys. Okay. All right, Angela. Good job, Angela. Let's go. Okay, so, oh, good job, Jim Kylie, you dumb idiot. Alright, how about we hit him with another slow ball? Ooh, I think he was expecting that one. Good job, Pete. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Bam, bam, bam. Alright, okay, Angela, I'll trust you on this one. Great grab by Stephanie Morgan right there. Amazing. Alright, I don't think we really have to rewatch that replay. We can just keep going on. Alright, now we're in the thick of it. It's our turn for offense, and let's make sure we offend this team. Anyway. Come on, Pete. Alright. Da, 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 da. Hmm. Ooh, not a great hit. Alright, so I think a few updates are in order. So, oh, come on. So, it's been a while since I released a regular video, and that's completely on me. I don't know, I just haven't been able to get it, and like parts of that is just procrastination, and others is like a general deadlock of where I am on writing scripts and editing videos, and that's completely on me, unfortunately. Uh, I think I might be undiagnosed with ADD or something, because man, man, I'm just really terrible with that kind of stuff. But regardless, I know that my audience expects better of me, and granted, I did buckle down for any November, but again, 1 month in the year is not super sustainable for a channel like mine. So I'm gonna really buckle down and try to really kick things into gear. And I think streaming has helped a bit with that because at least I have something somewhat consistent. But yeah, I also obviously want to make the regular stuff that I quote unquote make. So that's what I'm definitely aiming for. That being said, I do have a few videos planned out for December. However, I'm not sure how many of them will actually come out in December. Um, yeah. So, in terms of where I am, I'm currently working on the script for that Cyberpunk Edge Runners anti-November right now, and I think it's going along fine. Uh, God, I was rewatching it and it's so good. I can't believe how good it is. Like it's just so good. But anyway, I won't spoil my thoughts on that right now. But yeah, just know that I do have a lot of praises for that show. But anyway, in terms of other things, I'm aiming for a regular video, uh, and that will be my priority. And then I have one third video that's closer for a Christmas episode-ish kind of deal, but if I can't get it out, I can just save it for next year. Like it's not exactly a priority for me. So the idea is that I'm gonna get all of these scripts written and you know got it done solidly, so I can record all of them in like succession and start working on all of them like immediately. Like I just need to finish the Edge Runners script, which I don't think will be too long. So yeah. So yeah, that's where I am. And and I hope the wait is worth. I just hope the wait is worth it because I really do appreciate everyone who tuned into my shenanigans, and I just feel slightly guilty for not playing out what I initially aimed to do when I first started this channel, and it's just like just complete. Again, I'm undiagnosed, so I can't really say it's ADD, but it's like it just sucks, you know. Anyway, but yeah, that's where I am in terms of my other work. So yeah, regardless, I thank you for your patience, and I hope you look forward to what we have in store for you later on. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, come on. Okay, we're not swinging. Good job, Amir. Good job. All right. Ooh, is that out here? That's totally out here. Good job, Amir. Let's go. Let's go. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Well, this game is pretty much over. Stop the count. Stop the count. This game is pretty much over. Um, bum, ba, bum, ba, da, da, ba, ba, ba. So, in terms of right. So, this upcoming Thursday is a big event for the gaming community. It is the annual Game Awards, and I think the Game Awards as an awards ceremony is completely fine. I think they do. Oh, come on, that's complete bullshit. All right, yeah, like I think as an awards show, it's completely fine. That's like they try to up the ante every year, and it's commendable. Like they get mega stars like the Muppets and Harrison Ford and all those guys. Like that's cool. That's nice. But that's not why people watch them, right? That's the reason people watch the Game Awards is for the freaking game announcements, and you know, I I tend to temper expectations. Ooh, yeah, I tend to temper expectations when it comes to announcements and stuff regarding that because if you too hyped, then it's like why? Ooh, like that's already brewing some trouble for your mind right there to just have high expectations of something of something that's already pretty mediocre in my opinion, like the awards show. But ooh, not a great hit by Tony. Kisha's gonna run it back. Good job, Kisha. But what was I saying? But yeah, I say this because I think this year can go really crazy in terms of my own personal preferences. There are a lot of games announced in the Game Awards that I do like, but I don't have a particularly strong opinion of. Like a lot of these, like some FromSoft games, for example. Like I think they're neat. I think they look cool. They're just not my cup of tea in terms of like actual games. And no, there's nothing wrong with that. But ooh, what the hell? Jesus, that guy had a rocket on his arm. But yeah, I think they're neat. But when it comes to this Game Awards, like I'm kind of looking forward to it because there are a few games I expect to have some announcements toward. First one that comes to mind is Marvel Togon Fighting Souls, which is that awesome looking fighting game from PlayStation and Arch System Works. Really hopeful that they do some some sort of character announcement because, dear Lord, there's like so many. Like it's crazy to me that that game was announced like closer to like the beginning of the year, and they haven't announced a new character since, and that's just crazy to me. Like I don't understand that. But like if there's any like they didn't even announce during the Evo, and that's like the perfect place for a character announcement. So if there's any place for a character announcement for Tokon, it would probably be the Game Awards, right? Like like if they don't have a game, if they do not announce a character for Tokon at the Game Awards, I will genuinely be surprised and a bit miffed because that's just ridiculous. Like they're trying to hype up this game. Like I saw that the devs were trying to say that they want to support Tokon for the next 10 years, which is like already pretty unrealistic, but they can't really do that. But they can't do that if they're not even showing any support for it right now. Like it's kind of crazy to me. But yeah, I just hope they really, buckle down and show us something. Like, dear Lord, all we got were a few new stages, and those stages are neat, but they're not. I don't think people don't play Tokon for the stages. Like, come on. Anyway, and then another game I'm hoping they do a little more detailing, but I'm not gonna count my chickens, is the new Persona 4 remake, which, if you guys don't know, Persona 4 is one of my favorite games of all time, like maybe top three, because it's just, yeah, so, yeah, these guys talking constantly is kind of why we turned them off in the first place. So yeah, but yeah, Persona 4. I just love the story and the characters of Persona 4 so much that I just really, really hope that it makes some sort of appearance at the Game Awards, which I'm not, I'm not gonna count my chickens, you know. Yeah, I'm sure development is still like, you know, in a long, long way in terms of what they need to do. Like so yeah, like they have to. There's a lot there is a lot that goes behind game development. So I am not going to, you know, dwell on it too much if it turns out that they don't. Ooh, man, good job, Pete. If they don't end up, you know, announcing anything new with Persona 4, and I won't be bummed as long as Persona 4 it comes out like Persona 4 remake comes out good, and just good. I'm completely fine with waiting. I am. Ooh, nice hit. Nice hit. Is that gone? No. Well, obviously it wasn't gone. I was hoping it was like, come on, come on, go, 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 Pete. Yeah, let's go. Can they fumble it again? No, they cannot. Okay. Well, that's fine. Good job, Pete. Alright. What else? Jeez, I had another one in my head. I can't remember what I was thinking. Oh dear Lord. Um, there's also there's also some people speculating that Smash Brothers will make some sort of appearance, which I don't think so, but it's neat to think about. I mean, I like Smash Brothers, and if they announce a new Smash Brothers at the Game Awards, that'd be pretty insane. But honestly, it feels like Smash Brothers is one of those franchise series that Nintendo wants to announce during their own personal presentation, where the spotlight is fully on them, you know? So I don't think Smash Brothers is going to be announced at the Game Awards. What Nintendo might want to announce or do more detailing on would be maybe that new Fire Emblem game. just show off a new trailer because everyone knows what Fire Emblem is. Um, is Metroid Prime 4 out already? Like, maybe some more Metroid stuff. I don't know. Uh, or if Nintendo could, if Nintendo wants to revive one of their like older IPs, like maybe F-Zero or Star Fox, something along those lines. Something not too crazy, but they're definitely not going to announce like Smash Brothers or Mario or Zelda. I don't believe they will because those IPs are just far too big for Nintendo to let other people take their eyes off of them. With if other presenters are going to be presenting with their games. Ooh, Amir. Amir, is that out? No, it's not. But can you drop it? No. Well, good job, Amir. I still think you're pretty neat, Amir. Good job on that. We have a bunch of losers here. Alright. Uh, thank you, Vinny the Gooch, you little weirdo. Um, let's see. I don't know. I just don't have anything else in mind for the Game Awards. If 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 one of those predictions I'm hoping for gets announced, like at least one, I'd be pretty stoked. I won't lie. Like like everything else is like not a big deal to me, but I just really hope that they do something with Tokon. I and I'm really wishing but not holding my breath for Persona 4. And that's about it. Like everything else is like inconsequential and whatnot. Or I can't really think of anything else. But yeah. Um Alright, let's go. That's foul. That's foul. Nope. Nope. Just get out of here. Get out of here. Alright. Not the best picture, Angela, I gotta say. Okay, let's see if we can trick him, Angela. Slow ball. Didn't trick, but we did give him. Oh my god. Well, that was stupid. Well, that was stupid. She should not have been on base, and Angela should not have tried to get that ball. Alright. Alright. Well, we don't have a no-hitter, but, we can still shut them out. Alright, let's go, Angela. Ooh, good job. Good job, guys. Ooh, double play. Let's go. Um, so in regards to baseball, not a lot happening in the baseball world. Just typical business transactions and whatnot. But interests, what interested me most right now was the Hall of Fame vote. So right now, Hall of Fame voting is underway, and I think the current ballot class of this year is like honestly not really that impressive. I won't lie. I feel like there are a lot of good players being snubbed, and a lot of bad players being like pedestaled. Um, I won't name names or anything, but I just don't think this overall class of Hall of Fame ballots is or that good. They j- like in terms of like Hall of Fame stats, like these players are obviously really good, obviously, but good enough for the Hall of Fame, I don't know. But I'm not I'm not a baseball writer of America or anything like that. So I won't. Oh my God, these dumbasses. So I won't, I won't try to rock the boat on that. But it is interesting to me that the standards of the voting has shifted so much between, you know, between players, not for like the on-field performance, but for like the off-field behavior. When, when like I think the Hall of Fame, obviously everyone's standards are completely different, and you can't, and if you like try to rationalize or normalize some sort of like eligibility and um like criteria for players, and then it gets a lot messy with like previous inductees. Like first, my first thought is like Alex Rodriguez. Like obviously he has a very controversial, um, very controversial play line, yeah, on-field performance as well as off-field performance. But on top of that, like before all of that went down, he was such an electric character and such an electric player that drew people into the game of baseball. So he did indeed have some effect on the game, like regardless of, you know, everything he's done. Which I'm not the biggest Alex Rodriguez fan, like at all. Like I don't hate him, but I'm not. I'm definitely not a fan. And to me, I think Alex Rodriguez, it really is one of those players that deserves to be in the Hall, but maybe not for the reasons he might want to be remembered. But that's just me because because it's the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Great Playing or the Hall of Good Character. It's the Hall of Fame. Because if we really get into the weeds of it, the Hall of Fame is full of people who definitely were not great players or good people. Like, ooh, Angela. Ooh, speaking of Hall of Fame performance, Angela. Ooh, Tony, you stupid fuck. Well, that was bullcrap. Okay, but yeah, um, and it just baffles me that we're snubbing such influential players because because the criteria doesn't match up with the current standards of you know the modern ideas of what baseball quote unquote should be rather than what baseball is and what baseball has been in its history. Like one of the criteria for a player to make the ballot is they have to be retired from the game for 5 years at least, meaning that if 5 years had passed before players can make a case for themselves, and that means 5 years of history. Like baseball is a game of history as much as it is a game of stats and you know just all around good times. But in terms of like history, like my God, like you can't. There are a lot of parts of baseball that definitely are not pretty. Don't get me wrong. Like there's the Black Sox scandal of 1999 or 1999. What? 1919. Excuse me. There was Pete Rose, and all of his off-field shenanigans, which is a completely different beast to tackle. And then just about everyone else, like Say example, of course, there was the steroid era, which, definitely not the greatest era of baseball, which you have a few players in from the steroid era who are, you know, who may or may not have used PEDs, and I don't, and it's really odd. It's just odd to me. So when you exclude people like A-Rod and Barry Bonds, I completely get it. I do. But at the same time, like they're undeniable in the history of the game. Like they are famous. It's the Hall of Fame, and I don't. I'm definitely not the biggest fan of a lot of players in terms of what they've done or who they are, like Roger Clemens or Kurt Schilling or what's his name? Mariano Rivera, who is in Hall of Fame. Who else? Roberto Alomar. He also definitely probably shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if we're talking about like standards of human decency. Um, but it is what it is. So if we're gonna keep judging people on like the lowest parts of their character or the highest of their careers with blemishes, then like I think we should have like some sort of standard. Which I get it. It's not going to be a perfect system because everything is going to be subjective, like how it is right now. But it's like it just seems odd to me, you know. And I like let's not even forget like other like actual good players who seem like decent people who just get snubbed all the time. Like this recent ballot just excluded Fernando Valenzuela, which is honestly a travesty in my opinion. Um, Don Mattingly, which also sucks. Which like Don Mattingly is honestly the most mind-boggling to me. Um, then there's Carlos Delgado, which honestly is a personal bummer for me because I kind of liked him when he was a player. And then like, oh, good job, Vic. And obviously Barry Bonds, but Barry Bonds has been fighting for his Hall of Fame debut for a while. So only one player has been confirmed to make the ballot or make the Hall, and that would be Jeff Kent. And You know, Jeff Kent was a great player. Like, he was a beast. And oh my goodness. Okay, that's not out of here. That's fine. Oh, god damn, Tony. Good job. But Jeff Kent, like, yeah, he's an amazing player, but I'm just so blown away that none of the other guys got, like, enough votes to make the Hall. Like, like at all. Like, like Fernando Valenzuela, perhaps not the greatest pitcher alive, but goddamn, that man was a cultural icon. Like Fernando Valenzuela was to Mexico what Shohei Ohtani is to Japan. Like just just the pride of a nation, and he showed up to all of to all of his performances, always giving his life to the game, and just completely dedicated everything in himself to make sure that you know that the Dodgers would win. And, I'm glad that the Dodgers eventually retired his number because he was just such a deserved character. Which it was definitely surprising because I believe the Dodgers only mostly retire numbers that are in the Hall of Fame. So, like obviously it's an unwritten rule, so they could adjust their rules however they want. But it's one of those organizations that believe that in order to reach the peak the peak honor in their organization means to reach the peak honor in all of baseball, which is apparently the Hall of Fame. So when Valenzuela's number was retired, that was a really nice gesture by the Dodgers, breaking some sort of unwritten rule by them. But that still begs the question of why Valenzuela still isn't in the Hall. Like the man was revolutionary for Hispanic and Mexican players. Like he was just an absolute beast. But anyway, uh, hello Daniel, KHG Lars, and yes, we are playing backyard baseball. We are currently in the postseason, and right now, it's looking pretty good for us. So yeah, our main goal for tonight, uh, Daniel, is to obviously make it to like the longer playoff series, if you will, like the championship series. And yes, that is Georgia, the Dragon Buster. Um, if you're wondering why Georgia is my profile picture, it's because I think she's the most entertaining character from the Black and White series, and I I really liked her energy, and for some reason that picture in particular, that frame where she's holding that pose, that's that's where that's where it really stuck out to me as just such a meme pose. But yeah, that's so yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining us. But yeah, I was just ranting about the Baseball Hall of Fame and how they snubbed the players like Fernando Valenzuela and Don Mattingly. And if you're not in the baseball circles, that's completely fine. I'm just screaming into the void at this point. But it just baffles me that great players that have basically dedicated their entire lives to the game of baseball just aren't in the Hall of Fame, and that just surprises me. Like when and it's doubly weird when other players like Bill Mazeroski, who is mostly remembered for like one home run in 1960, is in the Hall of Fame when he had a mostly mediocre career. Like that just really confuses me. Or was his name? That one picture from the Twins, who I can't remember. Who is it? There was a picture on the Twins who won the 1991 World Series for the team. Um, but overall, his career was pretty bad, and he has the highest ERA of his career, or of the MLB career. Yeah, MLB careers in in the Hall of Fame, and like I can't remember his name now. Goddamn, why can't I remember his name? Anyway, so yeah, we spanked the All Stars. That game kind of went quick, in my opinion, but maybe it was because I was consistently rambling and raving about this nonsense. I'm going to go ahead and well, I'm gonna turn off the play-by-play right after they tell us something, but okay, yeah. like I thought, the it is a best of series.
I blink. All right, let's get on with the fun.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn those guys off, so we can keep going. But yeah, and I don't know, like in terms of like, I'm not saying that players like Bill Mazeroski or that one Twins player who I can't remember the name of aren't deserving. Like they are. Like, oh come on, oh ooh, too. But it just baffles me that we just have so many good players who just aren't in the Hall of Fame for one reason or another. 'Cause sometimes players just get unlucky with like their fellow class, or sometimes players just aren't seen in a great light in terms of the voters, which is already kind of nonsense to me. But different voters have different thought processes, and it's whatever. Like, okay, he don't run. God, I really hate that about this game when these freaking players like it's not a sacrifice fly, Pete. It's so clearly an infield fly. And so, Rangers fans, we only got like four. Oh, dude, yeah, I gotta tell you, I, I am, I'm very close with you there. Because I am a Diamondbacks fan, and we have like two. And like of those two, only one of them is actually representing the Diamondbacks. So it's like I completely feel you. Um, and to be fair, like your Hall of Famers are pretty decent. Like Nolan Ryan and Adrian Beltre, as I recall. I can't remember the Hall of Famers because I do not care for the Rangers. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Obviously, that 2023 World Series still stings. To be fair, I'm obviously kidding. But yeah, um, yeah. As a Diamondbacks fan, it's I feel ya. In terms of like Jesus Christ, it just sucks for the Diamondbacks because we don't really have many players who played well for the Diamondbacks and also want to represent the Diamondbacks on their Hall of Fame. Like, like for example, if Kurt Schilling did get in the Hall of Fame, he would probably want to go in as like a Red Sox or something like that, or Zach Greinke. He's pretty decent, but he would probably want to go in like maybe actually maybe a Royal. Like all of our great Diamondbacks players were also great players for other teams. That's the problem. I'm just glad that Randy Johnson decided to go in as a Diamondback because my God, we needed that. Like I'm glad that our like one Hall of Famer is just so happens to be one of the greatest pitchers of all time, but yeah, still kind of stings. And I didn't even realize we had a run in, so that's nice. All right, come on, Pablo. Like in terms of like potential future Hall of Famers who could be Diamondbacks, the only one that comes to mind is maybe Ketel Marte. Maybe. But it really depends on how the rest of his career goes. Like, he's going to go to free agency soon-ish. And there are talks about the Diamondbacks thinking about trading him, which I hope they don't do that. Like I hope they don't. But, like if I had my way, I'd probably ruin the Diamondbacks winning seasons, like, all the time. Like they didn't have a winning season last season, so I probably think that I'll probably sink that losing season even further. But I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I think the Diamondbacks. Okay, so yeah, I think the Diamondbacks really dropped the ball when they traded Suarez and Naylor to the Mariners. Like I think we really need to keep them in our lineup, but it is what it is, I guess. Naylor, maybe I was fine, but Suarez was the most baffling to me because Suarez is such a power hitter, and he made such an impact in the Mariners postseason. Like, I was rooting for him, and yeah, it's it just sucks seeing him play for another team. It does, but I'm just glad that he's. It seems like he's making waves on the Mariners at least. No pun intended. Um, and then when I think about it, there's also what's his name, Corbin Carroll. He seems like a pretty decent Diamondback Hall of Famer, maybe. But again, his career is still pretty young, so I won't try to jinx him or anything. And I was hoping we would keep Zach Galen, but I don't think we're keeping him. I think another was going to sign him this offseason. I haven't been keeping up with the news recently, so I might be a little behind or something. But yeah, Zach Galen. I hope the Diamondbacks do something with him. If not, I can only wish him the best for the rest of his career. Anyway, come on. All right, what is this? The second inning? Yeah. Oh yeah, let's go. Mickey O'Connor. What a dumb name, I gotta tell you. Dude, I was watching a video by Stark Raving Sports. Uh, you know that sports YouTube channel. About the 2019 Nationals and I thought the Nationals during that playoff run was freaking insane, and I'm glad that it was pretty much reflected in what I saw in that whole documentary by the channel, and it was so nuts. And what I didn't realize was how much the Nationals really screwed over like most of their players, like namely Steven Strasburg, which was really sad to hear about because Strasburg really felt like a generational player. Oh wow, caught them looking. Of course, the Nationals honored like Zimmerman and Rendon, but when it came to the actual World Series MVP, like they just really screwed them over, man. And it's really sad to hear about because Strasburg gave all of his career to that organization, and they just really didn't feel like paying him. Or at least that's what I think what happened. I don't quite remember. But I think so. What happened is that after the 2019 World Series, the pitcher Steven Strasburg entered free agency, and he opted out of his contract, which with the Nationals. But in doing so, he and the Nationals renegotiated a new contract, and it was like a 3 year deal for like 250 million or something. I think along those lines. I don't remember, but you know, pretty a not nothing deal, if you will. But in his but going, God damn it, Angela. Oh, why did it have to be center field? God, I hate that screen. No, 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 don't run. Don't run. Oh, well, I don't know what I was doing there. Oh, uh, God, I hate that screen. It's so annoying. So yeah, what happened with Strasburg is that he ended up having some unfortunate circumstances that led to injury and like a nerve permanent nerve damage that will affect him for the rest of his life over the course of those years. And he ended up only playing like 50-ish games. And yeah, he had to retire early because of said um medical um diagnosis. And unfortunately, since his contract was for like a much longer period than what the Nationals had, what Strasburg had, you know, opted out for or whatever. The Nationals ended up getting into a petty legal battle with Strasburg, despite Strasburg giving them their first World Series title and being the MVP, and like just generally making history and being completely loyal to the team till the end. It's like it was so it's so effed up, man. Also, great job by Stephanie Morgan there. Like claps for Stephanie. And I just hope that Strasburg gets the recognition he deserves eventually in his life. Like like he really was just a generational player, and you know, it sucks that his career got cut short for something that he couldn't even freaking control. And what's more so, he just gets screwed over by an organization he thought was loyal to him as much as he was to them. But I guess that's them's the breaks, I guess. Like I don't expect him to go into the Hall of Fame, but uh, like the Nationals has to retire his number or something. I don't know. And if they don't, well, that's just a completely different travesty altogether. Also, we are completely walloping them. Can Annie make it? The answer is no. The answer is no. Good hustle, Annie, but goddamn, that sucks. We got a little greedy, apparently, but it's fine. We only have 2 outs. Or, well, we have 1 out, but we have 2 outs left, is what I meant. Alright, let's go, Amir Khan. Let's go. Okay, I think that's dropping. Great job, Amir. Okay, they obviously can't catch Pablo, right? And they made a terrible throw to home, so they're not catching Amir either. Great job, Amir. Mm. All right, Ahmed. What's Murray got to do against us? Come on. Who names their kid Murray? I don't think I've ever met anyone named Murray. Like, like their first name is Murray. That's like, do those people even exist? Oh, that's out here. Nice. Let's go. All right. Well, Murray, good job. You dumb idiot. Your first batter, and he hits a home run off of you. you guys might as well just pack up right now because you are never touching that trophy. Murray just gave up 2 runs to his first batter, making him tonight's big loser. Alright, you know what was better than 1? How about 2? Okay, well, okay. But could you imagine though? Could you imagine if I called that shot? Anyway. Oh, bullshit. God, this ump is freaking blind. That's so clearly a ball. Um, okay, stay in the left, Keisha. Let's go. Hmm. Okay, let's go. Good eye, Keisha, good eye. Oh, okay, still alive. Still alive, Keisha. Let's go. This Murray has nothing. Oh, finally, something goes our way. Yeah, this freaking umpire is calling like 50-50 shots over here. Luckily, he got that one right. And that one hits the wall. And these losers can't even throw to second. Wow, that was really close. Uh, we have it on 6 innings. So yeah, it's not. So we're playing by Little League standards, not MLB standards. Uh, I don't think I could handle so many 9 inning games. I I already have to deal with that when I watch regular baseball. Oh, Jesus. Tony. I know you have a .333 batting average, but come on, man. Okay. Oh, that's gotta drop. That's gotta drop. Oh, these. Oh, what a freaking idiot. Dumb idiot. But yeah, we have. These games are on 6 innings because, we only have so much time, And in terms of like games that are complete blowouts, like I don't think we can handle 3 more innings of those. Oh, that's another pretty deep one. But yeah, okay. All right, Angela, it's okay. I still respect you, Angela. You're still the goat. All right. Uh. Hmm. Oh, come on, Pete. Okay, come on. All right. Another video I watched, which is completely unrelated to baseball, um, recently was the come on. Oh, you suck. Was the Ash versus Yugi death battle, which I gotta say, pretty good. I think that was a good one. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil the battle for you if you haven't seen it, but it was a pretty good one. Um, I think both characters were represented well. I'm just saying this as a general death battle fan. Like I've been a fan of them, like ever since like the first episode. Um, but man, I gotta really commend. I really gotta commend them for how long they've come. Like over 200 episodes. Like the editing is beyond stellar. It's like so good. Like like they have so much editing in there. It might actually be too much. Like that's what I was thinking when I was watching that death battle. Like there's so many bright lights and flashing animations. Like it's good, but Jesus, there's so much happening on screen. But anyway, what I really liked about, and there are also other things. I do have critiques about the episode. Don't get me wrong, but what I really liked about it, aside from representing the characters well, was that were those instances of analysis and like some deep callbacks that really really didn't maybe need to be said or represented, but they did it anyway, and I think that was really neat. Like the most obvious callback was like the opening scene for the battle, which was a sprite battle between Pikachu and Dark Magician, which was already freaking cool. But it was just super dope. Um, but then you had like like little touches in the battle with like the Pokemon interacting with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards or the Duel Masters cards, I guess, because it's not called Yu-Gi-Oh. Because the card game is not called Yu-Gi-Oh, it's called Duel Masters. This the franchise is called Yu. Sorry, a completely different tangent. But yeah, it's and let's see, you haven't seen it yet, and you don't really care because you know he's gonna really win. Well, it wasn't really a question of who was strong. It was a question of power scaling, and yeah, in a sense that is true. Like one of the biggest problems with Death Battle as like a series is like the inconsistencies with how they scale things and how they compare things. Eh, like the way they scale something like Ben 10 and Green Lantern is super was super really inconsistent with how they would scale something like Wally West versus the Sonic from Archie Comics. Like those are two completely different. Those are two completely different ways of how they analyze those battles, and some of them, some of them do earn or deserve a benefit of a doubt. Wow, talking about Death Battle is really screwing up our play right now. Okay, but yeah, overall, uh, I don't think there. I don't think there is an objective way to consistently analyze characters because of the way the show has been formatted. Because, you know, different characters from different franchises are obviously going to be very, very different in terms of like how the worlds are built, how they scale to other characters, how they apply to the real world. Because obviously they use a lot of math and science in there. And that being said, yeah, it was pretty darn obvious that who the winner of that battle would be. That being said, anime is just crazy, and like they said that oh my god, that's totally out here. Good job, Stephanie. Wow. They said that they were um scaling both, like they were comparing both of the characters from the anime continuities, and anime itself is just crazy. Like obviously, the scale of anime is much bigger or much more exaggerated, if you will, from the games or whatever, what else other media Yu-Gi-Oh tackles. Um, mm. So yeah, and in a way, when they pulled out some of the feats for Ash, I definitely had a glimmer of hope for him because you know, like if they're really gonna pull out all the stops for Ash, like maybe he has a chance, but it's in that instance where you have to realize that they're going to do the same thing for Yugi, and at that point, it's like it's not really a question of if like who wins, but how that winner wins, and I gotta say, it was really funny how how the winner won. Um, Jeez, I said I wasn't gonna spoil that, but I pretty much did. But yeah, I'm not gonna directly say who won, but yeah, if you really think about it, it's honestly kind of clear. And it's interesting because I say that because I have absolutely no knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh as a franchise, like at all. To me, I grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh thinking that it was just big cards win. Like the bigger your card is, the better it is. Obviously, that's not how it goes. It's far more complex than that. But when I was a kid, I just couldn't really get into it because I thought the like the battle system and the power system was just too complex for me. And like the simplification of that system was just too simple for me. Like the and I know that sounds ridiculous, but keep in mind I was a kid, and and kids. I was thinking in terms of like kids' ways. So I never really grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh! Aside from watching like a few episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal on Saturday mornings. So, but other than that, I don't know what the frick Pablo was doing, but I think we're fine. Um, so yeah, I'm only familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! As like in terms of some of the characters, some of the cards, like Karibo or Pot of Greed, and obviously Exodia and Blue Eyes White Dragon. But that was about the extent of my Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge. Like I'm just, I just never really got into Yu-Gi-Oh. And honestly, I feel like I should because it seems like a fun card game that would be up my alley. But I just never really got into it. I don't know. Maybe I should do a Yu-Gi-Oh stream someday. Try my hand at that. Because I'm probably like one of the few in my generation who don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is actually as. Or I hope I said, well, that was a weird sentence. But yeah. Uh, yeah, same. Definitely more on the Pokemon side. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like I understood Pokemon more because I one I could connect with the Pokemon more clearly, and I think it had a much simpler battling system. Like obviously still as a kid, like the big moves win. Like you were a kid where you replace all the status moves with you know oh with attacks that actually attack. So yeah, you don't think about moves like growl or harden or anything like that. No, you want big moves like water gun and tackle. Annie, I swear to God. Okay, thank you. So yeah. Mm, mm. But yeah. Anyway, I say all this because I still think it was a really good death battle, despite how almost obvious it was. Like, granted, the animation wasn't the best, but it was pretty decent, and the soundtrack was really dope. Like, they had the usual death battle composer with them, but they had a special guest singer with Jason Page, and it was really nice hearing his voice again after all these years. Uh, but like some of the Pokemon models looked a bit stagnant, and like I feel like they definitely did a lot more work with the Yu-Gi-Oh models, if you will. But man, like there was just so many high octane and cool moments in there that I can't really fault it entirely. Because even if the animation wasn't the best of this season, it definitely had its really dope moments, if you will. Can we make it? Yes, we can. Okay, nice. Let's go. Also, major props to both of the um both of the voice actors they gave for Yugi and Ash, especially Ash. Like I initially thought that that the Ash voice actor really was the actual Ash voice actor, and then I found out it wasn't. It was so close to what Sarah Natoceno sounds like. Like I legit believed that was Sarah Natoceno, but it wasn't. It was a completely different voice actress. It was Elsie Lovelock, who, huh? Does it just mean was Angela's um is Angela's strike zone much smaller than it should be? Am I high? Am I like like that can't be right? Did I just never notice how small it was? Huh. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, overall, I think it was a good episode. Maybe not the best of the season, but it was pretty decent. Uh, yeah, Lovelock. Yeah, Elsie Lovelock. That was her name. Well, now I'm questioning myself. Was it Elsie Lovelock? I'm pretty sure it was Elsie Lovelock. Like I know it was Elsie, and I know love is in her name. But I'm like Tony, come on. I'm so distracted by this voice acting that Tony's just fumbling everything. Also, what the hell, Tony? Oh, Tony, you suck. Tony, come on, man. Tony has an arm, but he can't run for shit, apparently. Anyway, well, alright, so in terms of like the death battles of like this season, I do think that is high among them, but I don't think it was the best. Like among the high ones would probably be like Bowser versus Eggman and Kyle Rayner versus Simone the Digger. Those were some really dope ones. Oh yeah, Ruby and Maka. I really like that one personally. That was a nice one. Oh, okay. Annie is giving me a heart attack, and Angela is not helping. Okay, awesome. Okay, awesome. That's fine. That's fine. We need like a strikeout. We need Angela to get a strikeout so she can get more juice so that she's not running out of juice. All right. Well, I don't know what they're doing, but we'll take it. Oh, that was so close. We probably should have just tagged her and then got that guy. Very bold of them to steal on that too. Now they only have one runner in scoring position and one out, instead of two runners on base, no outs, and one in scoring position. So that was really smart of them. That was real geniuses over here. Okay, Amir. Thankfully, Annie still got this right. I don't know what that sentence was. What the heck? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Da, da. All right. Oh, I never really got to elaborate like from last week. But I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Uh, and if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you all had a wonderful Thursday, November 28th. Um, because Thanksgiving in my house is just crazy, and Christmas in my house is probably even crazier because on top of like a full feast, you also have to unwrap presents and all that stuff. And Jesus. So so I don't think I've ever really explicitly told this on stream, but I cook for my family. Uh and that includes my entire family. So like 10 plus-ish siblings, their families, my parents and their household. It's just crazy, it's super crazy. Like, I don't hate it as long as no one's in the kitchen. Like, whenever I'm cooking, I just need everyone out of my kitchen. Like, damn. And it just gets so chaotic with my family because you have like 20 people in the house and it's already pretty cramped. So on top of that, I have to focus on all the cooking. Damn. I have to focus on all of the cooking and then, make sure everyone's out of my kitchen, which they typically aren't. And, as with a lot of family get-togethers, there's a lot of talks about politics and whatnot, which I'm not a fan of, but I guess that's just the nature of Thanksgiving. I think that's what Ben Franklin said in his speech about the inevitable. There's only three things certain in life. There's death, taxes, and families talking about politics at Thanksgiving. Okay, so we are in the top of the sixth, so we only have three more outs to go through till we make it through. Stephanie really wanted a home run. She already got two in this game, which is already pretty impressive, but no cigar, no cigar. But yeah. Oh, I gotta say, I'm not super looking forward to Christmas this year. Which, to be frank, I never look forward to Christmas. I love Christmas. I think it's one of my favorite holidays. It's just that everything that comes with it, you know? I like the idea of Christmas. I don't like the execution of it. In my household, anyway, because I have to buy so many presents for a bunch of people who definitely aren't getting me a present because either it's a financial situation or it's a quote unquote financial situation. Which, oh, okay, sure. They're definitely not obligated to give me a present, and I definitely want to beg them to. But man, I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just disheartening to get everyone such a thoughtful gift. And I'm not saying that I'm super thoughtful or anything, even though I am. Personally, I think, like, I don't mean to brag, but personally, I think I am the best gift giver in my family. But that does not really change the fact that, you know, some people may not like what I get them. Like, maybe. I don't know. Obviously, I'm just saying this out of ego or whatever, but yeah, I don't. It's just kind of. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Like, I don't even hate Christmas. I don't hate. Well, I don't hate Christmas. I don't hate my family. I don't hate getting presents for my family, but I don't know. It feels like sometimes it just feels like you don't get enough appreciation from them when you think about them all the time. Well, I mean, I don't think about my family all the time. It's like when I think about them, what I think about getting them for Christmas is what I'm saying. I'm not sure if you guys can hear, but there's a cat outside my door and she's meowing. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear her, but yeah. She's a cute cat. She's cute. Not my cat, but she's cute. Da-da-da. Alright, let's go, Angela. Oh, and apart from what I wanted to talk about last week, but really couldn't because I got distracted and whatnot, was talk about Annie Vimber. No, that month-long series I did, yeah, I kind of forgot to talk about that, which kind of weird considering I dedicated like a full month of uploads and like 2 months of preparation for. Like, it's actually a year-long thing, but like I really got down to the nitty-gritty in like the last 2 months or whatever. But okay, I don't know what this guy's doing, but I guess this guy just really wanted to end it all for his team, not in the dark way. I hope people don't clip that as like some sort of audio thing. Anyway, um, yeah, I want to talk about Annie Vember, which if you haven't seen, um, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It was just like I legit can't. I don't know what to tell you. So if you don't know, or if you just aren't aware, I think those are the same thing. Um, so every November, I talk about a bunch of anime for like the entire month, and this year I talked about 31, soon to be 32. Um, and I got the uploads on my channel, obviously, and I have them all in one convenient playlist. So, after the stream, maybe you guys can go check that out. But overall, I think uh, this is my first time here, so I don't know any of it. Completely fine. In fact, I am very glad that you are here, regardless of if you're a first timer or, a veteran, because obviously my channel is not really that big, but regardless, I fully appreciate you being here. And if you are inclined to watch my actual videos, not just my streams, uh, I would love to have your insight on that with like likes or comments or whatnot, or just watch the vid. Like, obviously, I don't make these videos to like just, I don't make these videos to get clout or some sort of what am I thinking? Why am I blanking on this word? To get clout or freaking views or whatnot. I make them to, entertain people and give people insight on my expertise, which is anime. So, you know, if my videos only reach about 20 people, which let's be frank, 20 people is not nothing. Like, sure, it's definitely small in like the video sharing formats like YouTube and other streaming areas, but like 20 people is still 20 people. That's like a full classroom of people who sit down to watch your videos. And like, I'm super grateful to everyone who take time out of their day and with so many resources and options in this landscape of constant media. It's just I'm super grateful. And I'm especially grateful to those who sit down to watch my streams and just watch me be a lot more stupid and less elegant or eloquent, if you will, because my videos are scripted and I go through like a process of practicing for them and whatnot, and recording and re-recording for all of them. But streams are not on script, and I just look like a massive doofus. So regardless of whatever my stuff you watch, I'm always super grateful for everyone who check in and like take a moment of their time to just watch me be a buffoon. And because that's ultimately what I want to accomplish through this channel, just entertain people and maybe give them some knowledge on something that I very much love, which is anime and video games, and mostly anime, but video games too. So yeah. So if you haven't watched any of my videos, completely fine. If you do watch my videos and think I'm a complete moron and begin hating me, also completely fine because that just means that you took a chance on me and I couldn't be any more grateful for that. Anyway, so yeah. But anyway, as I was getting back to, uh, first let's read this. We win. Coach Grod leads the Wombats to victory. We came through a lot of adversity this season, but we stuck together as a team, said Tony Del Vecchio, the Wombats co-captain. Since when was he the co-captain? The fans are the real winners here, said Tony Del Vecchio, choking back tears. Sure, but when was he the co-captain? Okay, first off, the captain is probably like either Pablo Sanchez, who's our GOAT, or Angela Del Vecchio, who's our MVP. And then the co-captain would be the other one. Okay? Let's be clear here, Tony. You ain't no co-captain. You just got interviewed, okay? That's all you do. That's like if I go up That's like if I go into an interview with like some random news reporter off the street and then I claim that I'm like the CFO of the Kansas City Chiefs or something. Like, you're not gonna take my word at face value, are you? Come on. We need a save. I have no idea what that team is, but we'll see. Okay. What's our schedule look like? Okay. Okay. So we have the crunchy cookies versus the. Okay, so we have crunchy cookies, and then whoever wins in the other bracket will be our opponent. So either the duckies or the oysters. All right, nice, 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 nice. Alrighty then. Alrighty. So like I said earlier in the stream, we are going to go for 3 games in total, regardless of result. So we got 2 down. So we're going to face the cookies once, and then okay, we'll see where we are with the cookies, but I don't think we're going to extend beyond the 3 games. But we'll see. If it turns out to be like a best of 3 series, then sure we can totally do that. If it's a best of 5 series, I don't know. Which I don't think it is actually. Now that I think about it, I think it is a best of 3 series. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get it. So let's go ahead and crush these cookies, I suppose. Let's turn on some early play-by-play, see what these guys have to say.
Welcome to the first game of the Super Entire Nation Tournament, fans! Every player out there is excited to have made it this far. Sunny Day here, along with Vinny the Gooch, welcoming you, friends of the feather, to another edition of Baseball Madness. Today we'll see a close matchup between the Little Wombats and the Crunchy Cookies. Everybody out here today wants their team to be the one who takes the national title and goes on to the Ultra Grand World Championship of the Universe Series. But only one team will make it. All right, let's get
All
on
right,
with the fun. The crowd is on their feet now, stomping and clapping for the best team in the BBL, the Wombats.
all right, cool, sick. Uh, we're going to go ahead and turn those guys off. So, well, unfortunately, this field also has a big stupid screen right in the middle of center, so that's fun. All right, so let's see. Okay, so let's for all intents and purposes call this the championship series, and then the next series would be the World Series. Let's just call it that. So yeah, I think the championship series is best of 3. Now that I think about it, yeah, I like what you're saying, Daniel. Yeah, I do think it does make sense for it to be best of 3. Now that I think about it, so yeah, I guess the championship would be best of 5. So, so a decent hit by Stephanie, but foul territory. Also, these kids are fast. Wow, their adrenaline is really kicking in for these kids. All right. Well, that means we got to play to our strengths, which just means keep hitting power, apparently. Mm. Excuse me. Okay, nice hit, not nice catch. Okay, good job, Pete. All right, so if it turns out like that, I guess we can go ahead and play one more game, for like the sake of it, because the 4 games in a night isn't that bad. I mean, in the actual World Series, they played like 2 games in one night, so that was kind of nutty. Anyway, oh, good eye, Andy. Let's go. Let's go. All right, come on. Ooh, not a great hit. Yeah, that's gonna be a double play. I just hate that these kids like just go off on to the base pads, like the AI and like the way they programmed it is just so stupid, like and annoying. Oh yeah, yeah. That game 3 was insane. That dude, I think I was awake sitting for like I was awake up till like 3 a.m. because I'm on the East Coast. It was it was so it just would not end. And it's crazy that what ended up happening was history repeating because not only was it an 18 inning game, it was it mirrored the 2018 World Series with that. Like so, in 2018 and in 2025, the Game 3 World Series, no, the World Series Game 3 was 18 innings, tied game, obviously. Um, let's see. In Dodger Stadium, let's see. Don't. Oh, come on. Oh God. Talk about this has got cursed me apparently. Yeah. In Dodger Stadium. Let's see. Finished off with a walk-off home run by the third player in the Dodger batting order with one. It was a 1-run walk-off. Dear Lord, that was so many weird parallels in that game. Like history doesn't repeat, but it sure does love to rhyme, as they say. But yeah, that was such an insane game. And to think that wasn't even the most insane game of that World Series, because then Game 4 ended up with 2 leadoff home runs in like the same inning, which I know that kind of contradicts the concept of leadoff, but like the first 2 pictures of Game 4 were home runs, and then Game 5 was just kind of there, and then Game 4 come on, and then Game 6 and 7 were just so freaking nuts in terms of everything, like a ball getting stuck into a wall. Let's see, a comeback from behind. Oh well, a game-tying home run in the ninth inning of Game 7 of the World Series by arguably the Dodgers' least productive player up until that point. Oh, Henri Deshay is really confident in his speed, and he's gonna get there because apparently these kids are taking steroids. Jesus. Hmm. Da, da, da. Come on. And then both game 6 and 7 ended on broken bat double plays. Like that's just one broken bat double play, insane. Two broken bat double plays, also insane. Ahmed, what the fuck are you? Okay, okay, yeah, good call, umpire. That's clearly the right call there. Yep, yep. What was it saying? Anyway, um, yeah, okay. One broken bat double play, insane. Two broken bat double plays, doubly insane. Two broken bat double plays that decide an entire World Series. That's never ever going to happen again. Like, at all. Like, I don't care. Like, like, I think a player can hit. I think a player can hit 4 homer games in one season before that ever happens ever again. I think a player can hit. I think a player can reach 20 shutout games before that ever happens again. Like that was just like what are the chances? What are the odds, right? Like the baseball gods really smiled upon the Dodgers in those games, and they are not smiling upon us right now because we are not doing great. I hope I hope our team can start being productive because, man, these kids are walloping us. These kids are fast, Jesus. Holy heck. Like I knew it wasn't gonna be easy, but dang. And as I recall, shouldn't we have as I recall, hold on, give me one moment. As I recall, the setup is on hard, yeah. So yeah, we've been playing on hard this entire time. So yeah. So it wasn't hard for most of the season. It just so happens to show up now. Anyway, oh. After all that talking about the insane world, I'm sorry, that World Series show is just so insane to me. It was probably one of the greatest I've ever seen, if not the greatest. Like if you are a neutral fan for that series, like I was, like you gotta really appreciate good how good of a game both those teams played. Jesus Christ, something's always in my throat. Don't take that out of context. Alright, Angela has her first strikeout. That's nice. We need to really, really buckle down if we want to get a leg up on the cookies. Right? Hmm. Wow. Great catch by Angela. That's why she's the GOAT. Oh, that should be easy for Stephanie. Oh, yeah, it certainly was. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, right now, up next is like Keisha, Tony, yeah, okay. So Keisha, Tony, and Angela. So the bottom of our lineup, come on, Keisha, hit a dinger. Oh man, oh man, don't catch that. They don't catch it. Nice. I think we can double up. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Double up. Oh, good thing they don't have cannons. Okay, so they're pretty fast, but in terms of throwing strength, it seems like that's where their Achilles is. Now, can we capitalize on that? Come on, Tony. Ooh. Oh, is that out here? Is that out here? Let's go, Tony. Let's go. I, I, I think Tony might actually be the one on our team with the least amount of home runs. So, like, no, I'm not certain on that, but it's really nice that he got that. Which is funny because his sister Angela can really put up some dingers. Huh. I just realized they had the same batting average. Interesting. Anyway, uh, da, 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 da. Angela, come on, let's go. Okay, you know what? We didn't like that one either. We, like this, I think that was like, I think that was a bait. That was a bait pitch right there. No, 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 no. See, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Like I thought, Angela's batting or strike zone is much bigger here. When last time we brought it up, it was like right over here, like right here. Like, does the does the strike zone change over over the course of the game? Which kind of doesn't make sense to me. Strike zones should stay the same. Like, it's not like it's determined by stamina or anything. Like, I don't know what the ump was thinking there. That's kind of weird to me. Like, like does oh, is that out here? Oh my god. Like, does the umpire change Shohei Ohtani's strike zone whenever he's up batting and pitching at the same time? Because that makes no goddamn sense to me. So yeah, I think Angela's batting or strike zone was completely different sized. I'm not crazy. Maybe I am, but I'm like 99% sure that her strike zone did actually change size from that one instance. Also, good job, Pete. Let's go. Let's go. No, no, like I get that smaller characters have smaller zones, but I'm saying that I'm saying that Angela had an inconsistent strike zone. Like it's like if you were to look at Stephanie Morgan's strike zone right there. Like, okay, it should be consistent with how it is because that's how her normal batting stance looks like. But then if over the course of the game it just gets smaller, like noticeably smaller, even though her batting stance doesn't change, like I think there's something fishy going on there. Like obviously, like Pablo and Angela and Amir, like I would expect them to have tiny strike zones, but I would also expect them to be consistent. And I just think that it was a little inconsistent. I don't know. I'm gonna have to like check the footage on that one. Like I'm gonna I don't know, man. Like maybe I am crazy. Maybe yeah. See, like obviously Pablo's strike zone small, but if it was like oh wow, that was one heck of a liner. But if it was like smaller, like in his next at bat or even bigger, like I don't I don't understand how that would work in terms of like one programming and two like how do they see it in the umpire's eyes? And then you see a character like Amir right here, who is basically almost the same height as Pablo, and I think his strike zone right here is much bigger. Also, what the hell, Amir? Jesus Christ! Oh, boo! God damn these screens! I hate them. The screens are so obnoxious. Also, there's no one at home. Good job, morons. It's rigged for the cookies to crumble. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's, it's funny because it's well, actually, now that I think about it, maybe it is actually rigged. Like, Angela's strike zone. Well, actually, I think you want a smaller strike zone. Now that I think about it, you want a smaller strike zone because you know that means less balls will get in that zone, or strikes, if you will. So, so I, I th- so I think it's actually a conspiracy for like in favor of our team, but like I don't want to obviously cheat. Like that's not the spirit of the game, especially in Little League. That's so weird. Cheating in Little League is so weird to me. Like the game is already pretty low stakes. Like, and to cheat at a children's game, it's just even weirder for me. But yeah, if Angela's strike zone really did get smaller, like over the course of that one game, then one sure we'll take it. But I don't know, man. Like obviously it's just a computer game. I don't really actually give a crap. But it's just bizarre to me, right? All bases are loaded, and there's not gonna be loaded anymore because we're going to have a 3-run double. Yeah, 3-run double, 3-run triple. My God, Tony is just showing up this game. Let's go, Tony. Let's go. Oh man. Okay. Dear Lord, we were ranting so much about the batting, about the strike zone so much that we we actually reached the next of our batting order. Jesus. Oh, I felt like that was the one, Angela. I felt like that was the one. All right, but anyway, what was I saying? See, if her strike zone was smaller, like I am conspiracizing or whatever, then that would have been a ball. Also, that it sucks that we go down on that, but t- wow, we got 8 runs in that one inning. I mean, again, anything can happen in baseball, but I I don't feel confident in the Cookies' chances to. I need to keep my mouth shut. Like that is a classic baseball jinx right there. And reason number one why you should always keep your mouth shut until the final out is called. Honestly, you can't really call for much better comedic timing than that. Okay, well, we're not going to do that again. Okay, so obviously the cookies are still in this. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Granted, it was a Angela. What the fuck? Granted, maybe that was just such a fluke ball for them to hit. Maybe, but guys, come on. But I mean, these kids, like the cookies, are still really fast. Like, these kids are blazing. Oh, come on. Okay, that's an easy double play. Okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, yes, it is a double play. They really got greedy on that one. But yeah, if you could see the cookies, they're really fast. Like they're almost as fast, if not more, than Pete and Pablo, which are amongst some of the fastest characters in this game. So it's like kind of nuts that. So even though we do have a 6-run lead, like I'm not gonna jinx myself any more than I have to. Because my God, these kids can really come on, Pete. All right, why why do they program it like that, man? That's just so silly. Like I think it's only for the first game too. Like I think I think in Backyard Baseball like 1999, they changed the programming so like the computers don't do that anymore. But yeah, they just kept it like so. Like when they released this when they put this game in cereal boxes. Does anyone remember that? Dear Lord, that was such a crazy. Dude, I miss when cereal boxes actually had something substantial in them. Now it's just cereal, like who cares? But no, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, that's when they really put the toys in there. Like they put a whole ass computer game in cereal boxes. Like that's just insane to me. Imagine if they did that now. Like you go to the store uh, buying like some Frosted Flakes, and then when you open it up, you discover like a full copy of Diablo 2 or something. I don't know. Also, P has a leadoff hit. Let's go. Yes. All right, Stephanie, let's go. Not super hot on offense this game, but she's been pretty decent on defense, so we don't fault her for that too much. She she's pretty much our Mookie Betts in this game because yeah, Mookie Betts did not have the best World Series in terms of offense, but goddamn, he was a defensive wall against the Blue Jays for a good time. Oh, did I speak too soon? Oh man, I should really, man, I should really start speaking too soon for my team, but not for the other team, obviously. Well, sucks to be the cookies, but that's how it crumbles. Let's go. Bam, bam, bam. Let's go, team. Uh, okay, Annie. Uh, I know you haven't been super hot these last few games, but let's see if we can change that. I mean, they're changing the picture out for you, so that's gotta be a good sign, right? All right, Annie. Oh, yeah, got a little overzealous there, Annie. It's okay though. It's okay. Um, it's funny. I went into this game trying to like cat. Oh well, that's not gonna be. Yeah, Annie's still on cold streak. I went into this game trying to talk about Annie Vember, and I kind of did, but I just got so distracted. But yeah, anyway, let me actually talk about my Annie Vember, which again, if you haven't watched all of those videos, completely fine. Like I'm not offended or anything. Um, but it's gonna be a little weird for me to talk about it if you haven't seen it. But I just want to talk about my overall experience with it. So, Annie Vember for oh, it's swung way too early on that one. For those of you who don't know, is 30 days of just consistent anime reviews about various different anime. And this year happened to be 31 days. And that's wow, Pablo made it. And soon to be 32. But the overall theme for this Annie Vember was the past 30 years of anime. So I talked about shows like Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Gurren Lagann, and Violet Evergarden, anime that didn't define the year necessarily, but anime that really made an impact in some way, shape, or form to either the entire industry, the culture, or to my own personal viewing. So I got to watch and rewatch a lot of anime that I was that frankly probably would not have done so if not for any member. And I'm glad I did because I saw a lot of great shows that just absolutely peaked in their years, or shows that didn't quite stand up to expectations, but still had some decent things to them. Like like for example, um, there was 2008's review, which was Michiko and Hatchin, which I think is a good show. I do. It has some great animation. It has some fun characters. It just so happens that the writing and the story were not the best, and even in that aspect, like the animation is still really good, and the plot and the setting is really fascinating, all taking place in South America, and I thought that was really cool, and it was just a neat little dive into some nostalgia for me because I saw it like when it first premiered on Toonami, and it was good. But yeah, and I don't think I would have rewatched it if not for any member. Like maybe I would have like eventually down the road, but for this year specifically, it was pretty good. Oh God, come on, man. Like granted, I know we have a 7-run lead, but I'm just real tired of these kids hitting home runs off of us. Uncool, uncool, uncool of these kids, quite frankly, to just keep hitting home runs. And the worst part is you can't even skip through it. Nope, you have to let the entire thing play out. I mean, we could skip it now, but and then there were shows like I was just super glad that I had an excuse to rewatch, Keep Your Hands Off Azakin, or uh, Dealing with Mikadono Sisters. Both shows I really personally heavily enjoy and find great merit in. So overall, I love any member for what I can do with it, but it is just a monumental task that that gets that gets a bit trickier with each passing year because of the way both the cultural shifting of anime happens to go, as well as a lot of copyright stuff that goes beyond behind the scenes. But overall, good job, idiot. But overall, I do like how this November turned out, and there is one more on the way because of just for clarification, there is one more on the way as like a makeup review because I made a itty bitty mistake, quote unquote, regarding one of the reviews in November. So I'm just trying to right that quote unquote wrong. Like as a little brief summary, in my 2022 review, it was the Heike story, which actually came out in 2021 on streaming services. It premiered on broadcast in 2022, which is where that's where I was in terms of my line of thinking, but I'm sure there were people who would like try to actually me anyway. So like it's not a big deal. All it means is that I get to watch more anime and make another video. Like yeah, that's all it means. And and in terms of like the review I'm going to make soon, nah, like I'm actually kind of glad. It's like a silver lining because now I get to rewatch Cyberpunk's Edge Runners. It's like that's awesome. Like that's a great show. Like sick. And I actually have a lot to talk about that. So, silver lining. But yeah, overall, if you tuned into any member, that's great. If you didn't, that's also okay. But if you're curious, like go watch it, and like I'll appreciate the views, obviously. But even more so, I would, if you guys want to hear about my really weird and maybe even stupid opinions, put in a more eloquent way, then yeah, then go watch it. Um, come on. We didn't like that pitch anyway. That was a terrible pitch. It's okay, Angela. We're fine. All right, let's go. Come on, right down the middle. No. Okay. Um, what else was it? Oh, um. Okay, so come on. Oh no. Hi, yeah. Idiot was hit by a missile, and they don't even get the force out. Dumb idiots. And you kind of want to get back into making scripted vids when school ends for winter break? Oh, do you make videos too? Or are you telling me to get back into it because I most certainly will be gearing up to do that. So don't you worry about that. I will on my end on at least. Oh come on, Angela. Oh, it's unfortunate double play. Okay. But I think we're in a good spot right now. It's fine. It's fine. In terms of like next year's November, I'm not sure what the theme will be. I'm really debating on a few topics, and I'm also debating on whether if I should put those topics on like a poll on my community. Um, but like I said, my my audience isn't that big, so I'm not sure how well that poll would do. But yeah. Anyway, come on, come on. Yeah, let's go, Stephanie. Okay. Okay. Right now, I have two scripts for Pokemon anime episode reviews. One I started before the summer ended, that I didn't finish, and another I made while bored during a lecture one day. Ah, okay, okay. Oh man, Pokemon. Pokemon is so. Dude, one year I watched the entire Pokemon anime, like not in one sitting. My God, but like within the span of a year. And this was before like the Ash's story ended. But um, my God, it was such a juggernaut. Like uh, getting through like 200 episodes of the original series was already kind of tough. But then you had to go into the advanced series, and then Diamond and Pearl, then Black and White, and then come on, then there was X and Y, the Alola series, and then and then Ash's final series, which was like Journeys and whatnot. So it was pretty much in the middle of Journeys. So I was like, yeah, but my God, it was so. Oh, come on, come on. No, no, get Stephanie. Oh, come on. Oh, Bozo ran without thinking. Let's go. The main focus during actual school was finishing, backyard baseball let's play before the World Series was over. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Now with that done, I can focus more on Pokemon, which I know a lot better. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I hear you. I actually started playing this backyard baseball run through because of the World Series. Well, not because of the World Series, but because of baseball in general. I love baseball. And then, so I started playing around the All-Star break, and then, just one stream a week because, life is already so freaking hectic. And I wanted to finish this series by the time the World Series came around, but I had to deal with any Vember, which, uh, any Vember at that point was almost done-ish, but you still had to do a little like a few edits here and there and whatnot. So yeah, uh, but yeah, and overall, I just wanted to take a break because any Vember is like a year-long thing for me. Like I really need to buckle down and think of a theme for 2026 because it takes about a year to actually rewatch all the anime, write the scripts, and edit the videos and whatnot. So it's like it takes a while. So I need to buckle down and think of and finalize on a theme. So your last watch through of any poke. Hold on, come on. Bad hit from Pablo, but dear lord, that is deep. Wait, is that a bad hit? Oh my god. Wow, that is the highest, shallowest home run I've ever seen. Let's go, Pablo. Your last watch through of any poke got cut short because Pokemon TV got discontinued in the middle of when I was watching Advanced Generation. Yeah, I heard about that. I at that point I didn't. I was out of the Pokemon anime sphere, but I did hear about Pokemon TV getting shot down, which that's kind of a bummer to hear about because Pokemon's already so freaking long, and now you're going to restrict your people from watching it for from a consistent basis. I mean, man, I'm sure there are a lot of legal matters and whatnot that go behind it, but so I'm not full in on the details. I don't know why I swung at that, but yeah, that sucks to hear. I hope they can get uh, the Pokemon anime series up and running somewhere in a legal matter because if not, I mean, it's not like it's going to be. It's not like it's gonna be any skin off the viewer's back when it comes to watching it any way they want to. So there's that. Oh, come on, come on, come on. They got a new YouTube channel for it now, but right now it only just started Advanced Gen, so it's gonna be a while. Ah, oh boy, oh my god, what the hell are these throwing errors? Ahmed, catch? Yes, let's go. Okay, two more outs. Let's go, two more outs. Oh yeah, so I guess it's gonna be a while. I think my favorite generation in terms of the anime, I don't know actually. Like I think all the series have different pros and cons to them. Like like the original series, it really does feel goated, but like there's just a lot of inconsistencies with that. Oh wow, there's a lot of inconsistencies with how the writing went, and sometimes the dubbing wasn't always super great. It wasn't until like a bit later on into that series where the voice actors found their footing. I'm talking about the actual dubbing because that's what I grew up on, and that's what I ultimately watched in the end. Except for like black and white, I watched that subbed like when it was illegally uploaded on YouTube. Man, those were the times. But anyway, hmm. Oh, thank God for that screen. I normally, God damn it, Pete. Oh, this guy's ballsy, and he's got to score anyway. And that is why Pablo is not in the field. I don't care what people say, Pablo is not a good fielder. Like, Pablo is undisputably the GOAT when it comes to hitting and running and sometimes even pitching, but he is awful in the field. I've never had any great luck with Pablo when it comes to defense. God damn. Alright. I'm just glad our team ran up the score before they could. Alright, one more out, guys. Let's not fumble this. Diamond and Pearl was really fun. I do remember Diamond and Pearl to an extent. My fondest memories with Diamond and Pearl is that oh we I guess that was the final out. I didn't even notice. Let's go. Uh, anyway, my fondest memories of Diamond and Pearl was that we didn't my family did not grow up with cable, so I never got to watch Diamond and Pearl like on Cartoon Network when Pokemon was still on there. Um, except for some very few instances where my family would just go out to eat, and the restaurants we would eat at had TVs on them, with TVs with shows on them, kid shows. So it was very often it was McDonald's, and you know being like the little rambunctious brats we would always change the channel to Cartoon Network, so we would watch whatever was on, and sometimes it would be Pokemon, and sometimes it would be other shows like I think one time it was Dragon Ball Z, and then there was like the total drama series or whatnot. But yeah, so yeah, my fondest memories were like catching like little glimpses of Diamond and Pearl when I was eating my like McDonald's $1 hamburger. So that was fun. Of course, I like the Diamond and Pearl series. It's like in itself, like I remember like Paul being like a complete asshole, and the whole Chimchar to Infinite saga that was really dope to see. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Uh, okay, we got. Let's do one more game, and then we can call it a night before we come back to this game next week. I don't think we need to hear Sunny or whatever. Right. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Yeah, like I said, they all have pros and cons, but it might have to be the advanced series because that's the one I grew up on, and well, like I said, we didn't have cable, but the most exposure I got from the advanced series was going to my local library and checking out DVDs of that series. Oh, this guy was a complete dumb idiot. So, so then you had. It's funny because it wasn't even most of the advanced series. It was like a small portion of the advanced series. It was like right at the cusp of like the eighth opening of that series, which is what is it? God, why can't I think of it right now? It goes like it was unbeatable. That was it, unbeatable. You know, I'm not gonna sing it for you because I don't want to bust your eardrums, but yeah, Like I remember rewinding the tape so much for that. Ah man, for that theme song alone because it just got me so hyped. Oh, we got her down looking. All right, team, let's go. Good job, Angela. Let's go. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's totally catchable. That's totally catchable. Good. Pete, Pete, you're killing me, Smalls. Rockman, I swear. Oh, these kids are gonna give me a heart attack. Swear. Oh, boy. Uh, hello? Let's see. Hold on. Your ranking is Diamond Pearl, then the first two seasons, so like the Indigo League and the Orange Islands. Uh, Battle Frontier, okay. Like specifically Battle Frontier, not just the Advanced series. What? Well, I'm looking at your list right now. So I'm gonna assume you mean the entire Advanced series, but I don't know. But yeah, then Black and White, which I also kind of like. Oh no, I see. Hoenn right there. So like, so you have Battle Frontier, and then down the line is the Advanced series. Okay, I see. I see. You don't have to clarify. Like I just can't read apparently. And then Journeys, uh, X and Y, and then Johto. Wow, really? Johto last. That's interesting. Huh. Oh, hold on. I gotta focus on this. I gotta focus on this. No, never mind. I don't have to because it's a home run. Hmm. Excuse me. Okay. Well, well, I'm trying to think about it right now. Hmm. Okay, so, hmm. I don't know. Like, I think all series just have some major pros and cons to each of them. Like, and those pros and cons are vastly different in comparison to like all the other pros and cons to like their peers. So it's like, I think, I think some of the storytelling in Journeys was pretty good, but you know, the a con of Journeys was that it was just kind of literally all over the place. But then you could say the same for like maybe what was the name? Alola, Sun and Moon. Um, but what Sun and Moon did over Journeys is that it had a defined charisma and kept everything in like within one space, which was the Alola region. Hmm. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, these kids are getting really greedy. Like, granted, they already have two runs up on us, but still, it's like, ugh. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's hard to say. I feel like X and Y might be my least favorite of all of them, which is funny because I don't even hate it. I just don't think it was that interesting or intriguing. And I think it really comes off the heels of Black and White, which personally definitely was not my favorite, but I think the highs of Black and White were really, really freaking high. And and when it came to like so so when it comes to Black and White, like it has some really high highs and some really low lows, which made it a very dynamic series. When when it came to X and Y, it was a mostly safe series. It was like it was just safe. It was okay. Like it was pretty consistent and nothing wrong with it. Nothing. God dang it! You're right up the line. it was okay, but nothing really stood out to me about it, aside from maybe Serena, which I really do like Serena, and I thought she was a fun character. Um, but other than that, I can't really think of a single instance where anything from X and Y really stood out to me. Like, compare that to Black and White, which definitely had its troubles, but at the same time, it also had some incredible moments that I can still remember vividly. Yeah. Um, okay, so I think for me, it would be the Advanced series, then the original series, which includes the Indigo Plateau. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, the Indigo League, the Orange Islands, and the Johto region, I guess. And then Diamond and Pearl, and then Alola, which is Sun and Moon, and then maybe Black and White, and then Journeys, and then X and Y. Yeah, I think that's how I think that's how my ranking would be. But then again, that could just be my completely subjective opinion because, like I said, oh no, that's an infield fly. Okay, because like I said, I grew up on the advanced series, so that could just be my complete bias on that. So I really don't know. Like the advanced series just has its fair share of nonsense too. Like the Thunder armor. Like if you remember the Thunder armor, that was really freaking stupid. It was hype, but it was stupid. Oh, is that out here? Is that out here? Oh, no, it's not out here, but we are going to get an RBI. So that's nice. We're on the board. Um, let's see. You want to like X and Y? It was the series that was airing when I was growing up and first getting into Pokemon. Hold on, picture. Ooh, okay, well, that's clearly. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't understand why these kids don't run when there are two outs. That's usually the outs. I don't. It's so weird. Anyway, so um, you want to like X and Y. It was something, but you just can't. There's just too many things about it. Either things annoy me or outright makes my blood boil. And I totally get that sentimentality because, like, I totally get that because, like, one, Ash's Ash's Ash, and whether or not you like Ash as a character, like, they're always going to like fuck up his writing somehow. Like, it doesn't matter what series, just to be clear. But in X and Y especially, it was like Ash just kind of really was weird. And then yeah, you had the whole championship series, which frankly Ash really should have won, but no, it had to be fuck all dumbass McGee, who apparently had no weaknesses in Alon. Like he made two appearances, I think, in the series beforehand. Like, okay, who cares? It's not like he's the main. Okay, whatever. Like Alon definitely did not feel like an earned rival, in my opinion. Like, neither did Tobias, but Tobias really wasn't supposed to be a rival anyway. And, like, Tobias was just literally an obstacle. But they were trying to build up Alon like he was supposed to be a rival to Ash, which okay, if you're going to do that, like make him a rival, not just an obstacle who has a rival's narrative. Like I don't understand that. Ash didn't feel like Ash in X and Y. He felt like a generic self-shonen protagonist. Um, Mm, you know, yeah, kind of, and I think that's where it actually does kind of come into play, where Serena as a character is has her faults because they show that Serena and Ash have this history together. So you build this Serena's character, like 50% of her character is just around Ash. And so when you're going to write Ash, like how you normally write Ash, but then you also have like this subplot of Ash just being a general dumbass, you know, even more so arguably than his usual self because of his dense nature to Serena's feelings towards him. So it definitely does feel like that, and I totally see where you're coming from. That Angela, I swear, thank you. Hello, come on, guys. All right. Mm, all right, come on, and God damn it, Pete. Mm. And like I said, I watched like the Jesus Christ. Can none of you catch a ball? And like I said, I watched the dubs of all of these series, so it's like I don't really have an opinion on um on like the general sub, if you will, of them. But my God, the X and Y dub was not great. Like like at that point, Serenado Chene was like a few years into her role as Ash, but there she was just it felt like she was just beginning for some reason. I don't know where to put that. Okay. Tony, catch that. Tony, catch that. Thank you, Tony. And then, like, Bonnie freaking pissed me off because her voice was just so obnoxious. I didn't like Bonnie as a character in general, honestly. Like, she had her moments, but I think she just felt like another Diet Max, if you will. Which, yeah, I have problems with Max too, but he wasn't nearly as obnoxious as Bonnie, in my opinion. Um, And then Clement was like, Clement was fine, I guess. Not a fan of his voice, but it is what it is, I guess. Okay. And then on top of that, like Ash's roster of Pokemon, not particularly my favorite, but I guess it was fine. Like Talonflame's cool. Um, Goodra was pretty neat. Finally having a pseudo legendary on this team. Um, Noivern was really cool, but like you're really stacking up on those dragons. And then who else? There was Hawlucha, which was definitely the best one. And then Greninja, which is like, okay, sure. Which I know, I, I know a lot of people love Greninja. I think Greninja's an okay Pokemon. Like, like I, okay, so my starter for X and Y was Finnegan. So I just have a closer attachment to Delphox and whatnot. But I just thought I just thought Greninja was okay. And Chestnut was pretty dope, but not a fan of Chespin or Quilladin. Ooh, is that out here? Okay, that's not out of here, but that's definitely a base hit. That's a base. God, that's annoying. Oh, that felt like a base hit. I'm so frustrated. Mm, my God, talking about X and Y is going to curse this team, apparently. Let's see. In general, X and Y's companions are really weak, like seriously. Serena barely has a character dynamic with Bonnie, and has a hold on. Serena barely has a character dynamic with Bonnie, and just straight up doesn't have one with Clement. That's right. I mean, they, yeah, they very little have character chemistry with each other. Like, obviously, Bonnie and Clement have, you know, character dynamics with each other, and then Ash is the protagonist, so clearly he has some with everyone. But Serena just really doesn't with the other two. Yeah, you're completely right, and I didn't really think about it like that. So yeah, it's completely. What the hell are you guys doing on both teams? What the hell were you guys thinking? Runner, you don't run, and field, I guess you were fine, but still, still a lot of fielding errors on our side. Damn, what's going on? Come on, guys, let's hurry it up. What's going on? Come on, guys. Jesus Christ. All right, but yeah, you're completely right. Compare that to something like Sun and Moon, where the cast is infinitely bigger. Well, not infinitely, it's actually pretty finite, but the cast is much bigger. But they still have like a solid chemistry with each other because one, they're classmates, and two, they all just know each other. Like they just know each other, and it's like, yeah, come on, come on, someone get the ball, Jesus! All right, nice. So yeah, and it just feels like a bunch of. It actually felt like a lot of friends going with the flow with each other. And then, X and Y is like Ash is there, and then, Ash has a few friends, and then Ash's friends are like, you know, a friend of my friend is, I guess my friend, but, I really don't know her, and, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's like the group dynamic was definitely not super strong in X and Y. All right. Yeah, let's go. I believe that's three strikeouts for Angela, if I'm remembering that correctly. Mm. Mm. All right, Stephanie, I know you got that dog in you. Come on, tie it up, Stephanie, or at least get on base. I don't care, but do something. Oh, that's high, but I don't know. No, okay. Hmm. Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, it's weird that it's weird for me to like really categorize the Pokemon series for myself, like trying to be objective or like as objective as possible because that's just my like the reviewer side of me. Ooh, 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 come on, come on. Yes, I'll play. Let's go. That's just the reviewer side of me trying to like see things as like weigh the pros and cons of everything. But like Pokemon's the series I grew up on, so it's like clearly I'm not going to be objective. Like there's going to be a lot of nostalgia and there's going to be a lot of factoring into like what the series had on me in terms of like as an influence when I was growing up. So it's like I'm trying to find that balance of being as objective as possible in terms of you know ranking the series and being subjective when it comes to like my personal likes and dislikes. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's like I don't. My opinion gets really skewed and wonky when it comes to that kind of stuff. Don't run. What am I telling you? Do not run. It's not a sacrifice fly. Jesus. Alright. Amir, get us a hit somehow. Okay, that's not it. That's clearly not it. That was a terrible pitch. Right. Amir, let's go. Is that it? Oh, that's so totally it. Let's go. Yeah. Honestly, Amir really comes in clutch. She's like our most clutch player. Let's go. So yeah, when I say like advanced series and the original series are like my favorites, yeah, I think that can be true, but if I personally think they're the best, I don't know. I really don't know. Because there's a lot of factors that go in a lot of attributes and traits that go into a lot of series and a lot of episodes that's culminated in a lot of writing and a lot of editing and a lot of character when it comes to those series. So, like ranking the series in an objective way just seems antithetical to like the entire point of ranking, especially for a series as big as Pokemon. Like it really does boil down a lot to what's your favorite, what do you think was not as strong. Um, but it's like obviously like what you want to like, and don't take the opinions of others like too seriously, unless it's mine because I'm always right. But it's it's not it's not so black and white, haha, that that we can just nail down what is the best series and what isn't, you know? So obviously my least favorite is X and Y, but I know a lot of people like really grew up on that. Like again, on that nostalgia factor. And but also just genuinely like it regardless of that. So it's like they can't really do anything about that. And it's like, okay, cool. And I got persecuted them obviously, but like the system of ranking is just it's just so it's weird. And when it comes to big series, not just Pokemon, but like One Piece or Naruto or Dragon Ball or heck Yu-Gi-Oh! Funnily, that we can bring that back up because if you want to be technical, I guess my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Series would be Zexal because that's what I grew up on. But I feel like I feel like objectively, people like 5Ds more, or even though I've never seen a single episode of that. I think, I'm not entirely sure. Uh, what's this guy doing? Come on. Get out of here, you clown. Get out of here. You're trading your sneakers for clown shoes because that's what you are. If it was purely on subjective feel, I probably would have ranked X and Y at the bottom, but like when I take a step back, I do recognize that objectively, Johto is a way, way more flawed series. Exactly. Exactly. So, like, I love the Johto series. I think it's really fun. I think the writing is fun, but yeah, it's not fantastic. Like, it suffers from some weird writing hiccups. Like some of the plot lines are really just dumb and they don't go anywhere. Especially, which is saying a lot for Pokemon episodes. But yeah, but I still like it because that's what I grew up on, and I didn't grow up on X and Y, so like it's easier for me to judge action. It's easier, yeah. it's easier for me to judge X and Y on and on an objective feel because I don't have personal bias for it. Or versus with Johto, it's like yeah, I'm obviously gonna have a lot of bias for it. So it's like I'm gonna have a lot more favorable opinions for it, even though objectively maybe I shouldn't. But that's where ranking. But that is where ranking actually does have a leg up on like other forms of reviewing things because when you rank stuff, there's usually I'm not focusing on this at all. When you rank stuff, like you're gonna have opinions and you're gonna have biases. That's like there's no other way of spinning that. And to say that you wouldn't have any bias on that is like yeah, you're just kidding yourself on that. Like even like unless that ranking is actually of something objective. Like like I ranked the planets based on their size. Well, yes, obviously you can rank that on objective fact. But when it comes to what we're talking about, it just makes way more sense. Well, it doesn't make sense. It it becomes human when we put our opinion and thought into what goes into what is our overall consensus of series or books or whole arcs or video games or anything that will never ever be fully 100% agreed upon. And that's where ranking really shines because my reasons for liking or disliking will be much much different than someone else's. And hopefully between those two differing opinions and viewpoints, something more interesting can come up, whether it be a conversation or a look at how we see reviewers or opinions or whatnot. And yeah, anyway, sorry. Oh man. Mm. Oh, I was doing a lot of talking. I need to get some water. Excuse me. Dang it, Angela. Oh, dang it. We got a lead off home run. That's great, but man, come on, Keisha, not Keisha, Angela. Yeah, Johto had a lot of filler. A lot of filler. And that's saying a lot because Pokemon in general has a lot of filler. Oh, not the best hit for Angela. But it gets past them because they suck. Safe. Really safe. Let's go. Oh, that's gonna be a triple. Let's go. And like, Johto does have good episodes. Joy of Wild Pokemon, Address Unknown, Ignorance is Blissey. It's just that for every one of those, it's just that for every one of those, there's 10 cookie cutter fillers where Ash and Co. meet meets yeah, hold on. Meets cold. They have a problem. Oh, meets con, continued. They have a problem to Rocket. Hold on. Ooh, just go Pete. Okay, and that feels like it should be a sacrifice fly, but Angela is so slow. Okay, yeah, Angela is so slow, and we're not even gonna justify that. Um, they defeated, and yeah. I mean, that's basically the formula of a lot of Pokemon episodes, right? But it was definitely very prominent in the Johto series. But And the advanced series definitely had a lot of that too. Don't get me wrong. Oh, don't catch that. Oh, why are you so fast? Why are you so fast? Oh, character of the day, that's what you meant. Oh. That means character of the day, they have a problem, and then yeah. Totally. Yeah. Hmm. I will say that for maybe as subjectively as Johto is bad, I will say the Johto movies were so fire. Like I will not hear an other opinion on that. Like like I know people don't count Pokemon 2000 as as a Johto movie, but it definitely should be. But yeah, Pokemon 2000. There was the third movie, which honestly might be my favorite Pokemon movie. Um, Forever, and then the Pokemon Heroes, I think it was the one with Latios and Latios. It was still that was still in the Johto series, so I'm counting that. But yeah, those those were honestly, in my opinion, the best Pokemon movies. Yeah, and I say that, and I say that as someone who grew up on like Jirachi, Wishmaker, and Destiny Deoxys, which Jirachi was okay, but Destiny Deoxys was kind of not. Anyway, and then you had like the black and white movies, which was like, eh. And then honestly, jeez, what was the last Pokemon movie I ever saw was Detective Pikachu. So like, I guess it's been a while. Yeah, three is the best Pokemon movie. It's not your favorite. That would be 10. Which one was that? Hold on. Let's see. Heroes was 5. Jirachi was what, 4? No. Jirachi was 6. What am I saying? Deoxys was 7. Lucario was 8. 9 was Manaphy, I think. Yeah. But yeah, I really think Giant's Pokemon 3, the third movie was. God, that was such a dope movie. I want to rewatch it now. God, I don't even think that's nostalgia. I just really think that was a legitimately good movie. In fairness, it's been a while since Pokemon made a movie. Is that right? Oh, Rise of Dark. That was a dope movie, actually. I do like Rise. Bro, the the whole clock tower stuff with Darkrai was so dope. I won't lie. Like it actually has some impressive CGI too in that movie. Now that I think about it, like I remember as a kid, like even when I was a kid, like I really appreciated the CGI in that movie. Anyway, um, also Pablo just got a inside the park home run, so hooray! Let's go, boys. Oh, that's gonna drop, unfortunately for him here, but hey, we're still pretty. Yeah, yep. And then there was the Arceus movie, which I didn't think was that great, but I thought it was decent, I guess. In terms of like where Pokemon was at the time, like yeah, it wasn't bad. Okay, I don't think Aquaman's got. God damn it! God damn it! Yes, go. Okay, we juked him out. We juked him out. These kids are a bunch of morons. Yep, that was all part of the plan. Oh yeah. But yeah, has has it been a while since Pokemon made a movie? Wasn't the last movie they made like one around Zeraora or something? Am I wrong on that? I'm fairly certain I'm wrong on that because I think the last like animated Pokemon movie I saw was like Hoopa or something. Was the Hoopa movie? Yeah. Donut Kid. Okay, so like there's so many Pokemon movies. Like I'm trying to rank them in my head right now. Like, okay, I obviously Pokemon the third movie is number one. Um, I think 2000 might be number two for me. Let's see. Last one was Secret of the Jungle in 2021. Really? Jesus. Wow. There was a time when Pokemon just released a movie every year, and I guess they slowed their roll, which they definitely can do that, just to be clear. I mean, they certainly have the funds for it, but man, that's surprising. Alright, so your top five include Rise of Darkrai, Pokemon 3, both really good choices. I will not blame you for listing those as that. Mewtwo Strikes Back. Okay, okay. Lucario and the Misty of Mew. I really like that one too. Yeah, I'm not just saying that as a person who grew up on Advance. I legit loved that movie when I was growing up. Which I guess I am saying that as someone who grew up. Oh God, that came out wrong. Hmm. Um. Anyway, this is our last out if we can get it. Uh. Let's see. I Choose You or Secret of the Jungle. Okay, interesting. All right. Yeah, Rise of Darkrai and Pokemon 3, like really dope. Like, do not blame me for those. Like, Rise of Darkrai did a lot of things great. Uh, not just the CGI, but like the story itself was really good. And like the music was so good in that movie. Like, oh my god. Yeah, then Mewtwo Strikes Back. Yeah. And Lucario, I do like, but the more I think about it, I do think there were maybe some problems with it. Now that I think about it, like, I know it wasn't a perfect movie. I just know that. But maybe it's not to the detriment of how I would rank it, is what I'm saying. Okay, come on, Angela, just one more out, and that's it. That's the game. Let's go. Okay, are we just gotta linger on this replay? Come on. All right, that is our final. I'm just looking at these statistics. Pablo has one inside the park home run, so that's pretty nutty. Not quite the blowout like last time, but relatively close to like in terms of like um uh, uh, statistical differential. Like last game we were like 11-4. This game is like 2-5, so it was like that seems pretty right. Yeah, we win. Push Grad's Wombats victorious. We came through a lot of adversity this season, but we stuck together as a team, said Amir Khan, the Wombats co-captain. Los aficionados son los ganadores, says Pablo Sanchez, choking back tears. Uh, did you love my Spanish? Could you tell I took that in high school? Because you shouldn't, because I didn't. Anyway, so yeah, who are we facing? We are facing the Lucky Duckies. Hmm. All right. So I do think it is a best of five series. So I think that's where we're going to end it for tonight's stream, and we'll pick this up right next week. Same time, same channel, 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so yeah, and we're going to finish off the backyard baseball season, whether if we win or lose. Like if we go to all five games, so be it. Because we gotta end this series, man. Like I had fun, I did, but all good things have to come to an end. And overall, I think our team played a really good season, and good season, yeah, good postseason so far, anyway. So we'll see where we land next week. Hopefully, it's only 3 games next week, but I'm not opposed to all 5. So let's go. Wait, was it? Hold on, Series 2, Game 2? Am I missing? Huh. Shouldn't that be Game 1? Maybe it's something else. Anyway. So yeah, in terms of like my Pokemon movies, my goated Pokemon movies, uh, I'll do the same thing and try to rank my top 5, but it's probably gonna be a little skewed in terms of like, I'll do my top 10. Like that sounds like a reasonable compromise. Top 10 would okay. Number 1 would probably, well, it's not even probably, it's definitely the third movie. And then number 2 would be 2000. Number 3, maybe Heroes. Heroes was really good. I really like that. Number 4 would probably be, Jirachi. Well, maybe not. Uh, Honestly, now that I think about it, maybe it is Darkrai. Rise of Darkrai was really good. Okay, number 4 is Rise of Darkrai. Let's establish that. Number 5 would probably be Pokemon the first movie, which is, Mewtwo Strikes Back. 6 is probably Jirachi, Wishmaker. 7 is Lucario, Mystery of Mew. 8, 8 would maybe be, huh. Either Destiny Deoxys or the first black and white movie. Because the first black and white movie was really interesting in terms of what they did with that. Because, it was technically 2 movies. But anyway. So let's just say 8 is a tie. 9, maybe 9, maybe Forever. And 10, Pokemon Ranger, I guess. Yeah, Pokemon Ranger. Either Pokemon Ranger or Arceus. Yeah, I guess we'll put that as a tie too. Anyway, okay, so yeah, I guess that's my quote-unquote top 10, but really 12-ish Pokemon movies. So yeah, thank you for joining me this week, and I'll be sure to see you all next week when we finish off the Backyard Baseball series, and then we'll go from there. But in the meantime, I've been Nathan, and wherever you are, whoever you are, whether if it's day, evening, morning, day, evening, or night, I hope you all have a wonderful time. Okay, see ya.